And we are back again doing another Rachel Ray video. Our last one that we did for Rachel Ray was her buffalo popcorn chicken. Today we're here doing orange chicken. And why are we back at Rachel Ray already? Our first repeat victim to my reaction videos? Well, honestly, it's because of you, my fans. Now, none of you actually asked me to do another Rachel Ray video, but it is one of my, since I came back to YouTube 6 months ago, this is my #1 video out of my new batch, and it's in the top 10 of my overall. So, we're going to do another one.
This one is a broccoli orange chicken. For the sauce, you take chicken broth. I usually use chicken broth because it's a chicken dish, but they gave us beef broth. So let's just say any broth you like. A 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar. It's a 1/4 cup of everything.
So this is from her own show, The Rachel Ray Show, and like, I know that when I make little mistakes like that, my friends, people in my community towards me are hypercritical of, you've got to get your shit together, you've got to do things right. And, you know, if I have a typo in something, they're like, James, like, you know, like, you're trying to look professional. I'm like, guys, like, did you not read CNN today? There were like 3 typos in all their headlines. Or on something like this, where she's like, oh, it's supposed to be chicken broth, but they gave us beef, so we'll just call it broth. I don't know, like, you make it and people just don't care if you make mistakes, or, you know, like, you're too big to fail maybe. I don't know. This is a me problem too, not a problem with Rachel Ray.
Stock, rice wine vinegar, light brown sugar, and I use the pourable kind, so I just kind of eyeball it. A 1/4 cup of any spicy sauce you like.
Okay, she's eyeballing it. She's cooking with feeling.
Just use feeling.
You're gonna see some recipes, some cooks who are gonna give you grams for everything. 25 grams of this, 5 grams of that, 2 grams of this, 1 gram of that. That's great for baking. I love that in baking because a cup of flour and 250 grams of flour are not the same thing. A cup of flour today is not the same as a cup of flour tomorrow. 250 grams of flour today is the same as 250 grams of flour tomorrow, and it's the same as 250 grams of flour yesterday. But when you're cooking, and your recipe doesn't have to balance quite the same way, it's okay to cook with feeling.
This is sriracha, which is spicy but not too hot. A 1/4 cup of tamari or soy sauce. Now we just need 1 tablespoon of orange marmalade. About 1.5 inches of fresh ginger chopped. And then I use the zest and juice of an orange, or in this case, it's a blood orange.
Okay, so is this recipe for the purists? No, not even close. She's giving you options. She said you can use tamari or soy sauce. Use an orange. I'm using blood orange. Use broth. You should be using chicken broth. I'm using beef broth. Why is she giving you options? Because she doesn't want to stop you from cooking. So, technically, is this going to be a spot-on, perfect reproduction of a textbook orange chicken? No, it won't. Is this going to be a good dinner? Probably most likely still. What is she showing you? That it's okay to make substitutions based off of your availability at your grocery store and what's in your kitchen cabinet. It's okay to experiment. It's okay to explore. I hate to interrupt a video, but if you're getting any value from what I'm doing here, please feel free to subscribe, comment, and hit the like button.
I know. Then we're going to put the sauce on to gently simmer and reduce while we're making the rest of the dish. Yum. This guy back here on low. The thing that's going to take you the longest is the rice. Takes about 20 minutes. Just good old white rice. I cook the rice in stock as well rather than water so that it gets a lot of flavor. You're going to be cooking over high temperature, so you want high temperature cooking oil. That means oil that's neutral in flavor that you can see through, that's very light in color. grapeseed, safflower, sunflower, peanut oil. Those are all great for stir fries, which is basically what we're making.
See, she didn't say olive oil. So many people say olive oil. It's like, or avocado oil too. You could use avocado oil, but it's expensive. It's more expensive than peanut oil now. And peanut oil is what I would go for, only because peanut oil is Asian, and this is an Asian dish.
And then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to a couple of large egg whites. And this is going to help us crisp up our chicken. The chicken can be white or dark meat or a mixture of the two. Cook the chicken in 2 batches if you have to. See, it becomes this beautiful, smooth coating for our chicken. So we're gonna cook this in a little bit of oil and get the chicken out of the pan so we can add the broccoli to the pan. The chicken that's coated with egg whites and cornstarch is now out of the pan. It's not like 100% cooked, it's like 90% of the way there. I brown it until crispy on both sides. I slide it out so we can get the broccoli stir fry.
So by the textbook, when you're par cooking stuff, you go 75%. So, and that's if you're going to cook it today and then use it tomorrow. 90%. So that tells me she's probably going to want to have this in the final dish. She's thinking about carryover cooking. So when she puts this in the final dish, she's going to cook that final dish for just a couple quick minutes to get the sauce coating on it. And then she's also considering the carryover cooking. Because chicken breast is one of the hardest things to cook. It dries out so fast.
Fry going. I let the broccoli brown a little bit, which makes it kind of nutty tasting, in our high temperature cooking oil. And we're gonna throw in the whites first of some scallion and some chili peppers. The last thing you add is your reduced sauce. The tops.
See how she put her bigger vegetables in first? If she started with the smaller vegetables, they would turn black by the time the bigger vegetables got cooked.
Of your scallions and your sliced garlic. You don't want the garlic to singe, so you put it in just the last minute or so while your sauce is thickening up. And this is a combination of our chicken and broccoli, chilies and garlic. We're now going to add our ginger orange sauce down over the whole thing. Please. Gorgeous. Toss that together. Make sure everybody's coated and that the chicken is hot through. And I just fluff the white rice with a fork. Stick a spoon in it. And then when we bring our bubbling chicken and broccoli to the table, I top it with what's left of the dry roasted peanuts with the special coating on it that I love so much. The crunchy peanuts and a drizzle of toasted sesame oil. Then you fill the bowl with the saucy chicken and the brown sauce with the nuts and the orange. Oh my God, I can't even talk to you. This smells so good. And then the rice up on top so you don't get that sog out that happens. Chopsticks. There you go. Make your own takeout. Woo!
All right, guys. So that was Rachel Ray making orange chicken. Not traditional. She had a lot of options, a lot of this or that's in her food. I have to say though, I am disappointed. She didn't taste it. There was no tasting along the way. Now this looks like an abridged version. Perhaps on the show there was a longer form where she was tasting as she went, but I didn't see any spoons on the counter. So I have to say that could, that might not taste that good, and she could be lying to us after all. Especially with all the modifications that were made. I'm split on this 50-50. I don't know. You tell me how you feel about it. Do you think that, they're just putting stuff together and throwing it that looks good and throwing it in bowls to serve? Obviously, the audience may or may not be close enough to actually smell it. So when she says it smells great, do they really know? I'm a little disappointed that there was no taste at the end, just so... Because sometimes, even when it's bad, you can see that look on their face where they're like, this is bad, but I have to pretend to love it. Just like Cooking with Jack is famous for. Alright, anyways, I've been Chef James MacInnis, and you can catch reaction videos like this here on Sundays. You can catch my own cooking demos on Tuesdays. And we're going to be doing whiskey tasting videos on Fridays.